Hi there, how are you doing? I'm out here in the woods. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning, and if you can, I just want to show you the trees above me. Moving in the wind, it's I always find that fascinating and beautiful. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about the segregation. And this is not actually for or against the COVID vaccines or whatever you want to call them. It's not about that. It's about the principle of segregation. I never thought that I would live to see segregation in my part of the world. I thought that was something... Here comes the wind again. Sorry, I'm just so fascinated by the wind in the treetops. Can you see that? Yeah, let's walk this way. Sorry about that. I'm talking about the the vaccine passports, green passports, and they have many names, you know, so it's funny that they call them, you know, the green passports. I think that's the EU. I actually got the idea for this video from someone who has chosen to be vaccinated, and he wrote to me and he said the segregation is terrible. What we're seeing now is the start of something very ugly. And it's not difficult to imagine how things might look in the near future, because already they are saying straight out that the vaccinated, or if you've had a test within, I think, 1 or 2 days before, it's, you know, if you're not tested recently or had a vaccine, or someone saying also if you've had COVID, you can't come and attend this concert, you can't get on an airplane, you can't work for this business, you can't do this, you can't do that. That is the definition of segregation. And I'm just wondering, are we going to see different sections in the restaurants for the vaccinated and the unvaccinated, or the clean and the unclean? Is that how it's going to look? It's about the principle of dividing the population into groups. It's not a new principle. It's as old as civilization, sadly. We used to have slaves here in Norway during the Viking Age. They had slaves, and that was quite common. And you had another class of people, that was the freemen, and you had the nobles. So yeah, I'm looking for a piece of wood that has a shape to it like this, and it will be a handle for the door in my Viking cabin. That's what I'm looking for. I have my silky saw as well. So yeah, I've moved into a part of the forest where I likely won't find that, so I will turn and walk this way again. A segregated society is a society with much less trust. And in Norway we always had this, not always, but for a long time, we've had this very high degree of trust, which made everything more efficient and pleasant, I would say. We're going to lose a lot of that now, because when we segregate the clean and the unclean, there's going to be a lot of mistrust between those two groups. I don't know how this is going to look in, you know, a year from now. There is a slight possibility that things will just calm down and things will go back to normal. I wouldn't bet money on that. I just wanted to add that. I don't think things are going back to normal. I think we will have a very segregated society, and I think it's going to be I can sit down on this here. Yeah, I can do that. I'm sorry that everything is wobbling about. You see, my camera needs to be repaired, and I actually bought a new camera, a very advanced camera. It's so advanced that I haven't figured it out yet, but I'll get there. But I'm filming this with my trusty old GoPro. I also worry about the question about the vaccine becoming yet another thing that will create tension within the family. So, for instance, if you have kids in school, they are daily being, I should say, victims, or, you know, exposed to the propaganda, to the narrative from, you know, the government, from mainstream media. And I'm seeing very few critical questions. It's like a textbook example of propaganda. And I know this because I'm actually, I'm a novelist, if you didn't know, and I do know a little bit about the different categories of literature, so to speak. And it's very easy to see what's going on now. It has all the trademarks of propaganda. If you watch the so-called news now in mainstream media, that's propaganda. It is. And it's quite interesting, fascinating to watch, actually. You know, there are a few things that comes with segregation. Censorship. You need to censor the other people. It's us and them. It's always this tension between the two groups. And there might be more groups as well, but in this case you have two groups, and you need to maintain that tension as well, actually. So you will typically blame the others. Yeah, look at this tree here. Isn't that tree beautiful? It is dying now. Stay with us for a few more years. And yeah, before I forget, if you want to support my work, what I'm doing here, my videos, please consider subscribing to this channel. It really helps the channel a lot if you do that. I'm trying to speak a bit of common sense. This is not complicated. You know, it's not rocket science. If you know a little bit of world history, it's very easy to see what's going on now, and it has nothing to do with conspiracy theories or anything like that. It's a excuse my pronunciation now, it's a paradigm shift. I hope that I pronounced that correctly. Here comes the wind. I'll have to turn around again. Yeah, I'm keeping a lookout for a suitable piece of wood for my door. Yeah, it's very easy to see what's going on now. We are moving towards less freedom, a more totalitarian state, segregation and a lot more tension within the population. So, and all those things are, you know, will also lead to the next stage, so to speak. And I don't want to get into that, but it might. We have only seen the start of this. And I know there are people, lots of people now saying, well, we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, you know what that light is? It's the train. So, yeah. But okay, I will do some proper searching for that piece of wood now. I will get back to filming in my Viking cabin. I've done a lot of work. I want to show you everything when it's finished. I'm actually preparing the cabin for winter, and we're just coming out of winter now, but yeah, things, you know, these things take time, so that's just how it is. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as I've said before, stay strong, and okay, we'll talk later. Bye.